there are reports of a shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego. There is an active shooter report there. Again, this is video from just a few moments ago. Police are asking people to avoid that area completely. This is happening just east of Mission Bay. It appears there's at least one casualty. We are working to get more information on this.
Yeah.
Now, there also might be a special report from ABC News. If that happens, we're going to bring that to you. We'll keep the images of the fire in Simi Valley on the screen. Again, this is a report of a shooting at an Islamic Center of San Diego, which is Claremont, 20 minutes north of downtown. Now, one of the things that we're going to tell you about as well.
It's already over. 3 dead suspects.
If you have
two
plans
killed themselves,
or you know of somebody that might be going to San Diego today, the Dodgers are playing in San Diego. Petco Field is in downtown San Diego. Claremont is 20 minutes north of downtown. So just to give you an idea,
not 3?
if you know of someone who might be traveling to San Diego, possibly to go to the Dodger game, understand that there is now breaking news in San Diego, reports of an active shooter. People are asked to avoid the area. This is in Claremont. Again, 20 minutes north of downtown.
2 dead suspects, age 17 and 19.
Report, again, we will bring that to you.
Yeah, they killed themselves,
Keep
right?
the images of the fire in Simi Valley on the screen, so you can see.
I think that's what people are saying.
Heavy police presence after reports of an active shooter at this Islamic Center.
Great.
Such sad images coming out of San Diego. You see the little kids walking.
Yeah, I mean, what a relief.
Terrible to see.
Not another fucking retard that they're gonna drag out and do this. Yeah. And it's so sad. I mean, I think it's obviously really bad. A security guard was killed. Oh, shit. So 3 people were killed, and they killed 1 security guard, and then they ended up killing themselves. Holy shit. President Trump has been briefed. What the fuck, man? That's awful. Yeah, I don't even know what... 5 total? Wait, 5 total people were killed? Oh, my God. And 5 died, 2 suspects. Jesus, man. It's being blamed on Zionists on Twitter. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, it wasn't one. I mean, there was one of these guys that did that was like an atheist. Like, he left Islam. I mean, like, I don't think that necessarily just because something like, if a mosque gets attacked, for example, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's somebody from like a different religion. It could be somebody that's unhappy with that religion. I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't think anybody knows what happened. So where is this here? Islamic Center, Islamophobia. Like, I mean, this is the kind of stuff, right? Islamophobia. We don't even know why it happened. We don't, like, well, how do we know about this at all? Yeah, I have no idea. Like, it's just crazy. I mean, again, like, this is, there are reports the suspects might be Muslim. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think, like, why would you even say this? It's friendly fire. They left suicide notes. Oh, great. An uncorroborated claim that hate speech was written on the firearm. Reports that are the kids left an anti-Muslim sewer slide note. I don't even know what that means. They said they found a suicide note and hate speech on the guns. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. Hate speech was scrawled on one of the weapons used in the shooting. Law enforcement says, what does it say? About racial pride. Additionally, hate speech was scrawled on their, like, but what's being said? Like, I don't even, they're blaming this on Israel. Of course they're blaming it on Israel. Rip victims. I hope the suspects burn. I mean, they're dead, right? I mean, so, I mean, that's done. Problem solved there, right? And why are a lot of shooters riding on their weapons? Because the reason why is the media. The reason why shooters do all of this stuff is because we talk about it and we glorify it. Like, in my opinion, I would be okay if they had a law where, like, I mean, I don't know. It does go against the First Amendment, right? So, like, I'm not even really, I guess I'm not really advocating for this, but I do think that, like, this is the reason why it's happening, is that basically inside of American media, they plaster a person's manifesto, all the photos of them, they do a biopic of them. It's basically, you know, being one of these like mass murderers, or at least an attempted mass murderer, is like an instant free ticket to infamy. And I think that the reason for that is the media ecosystem. And the media ecosystem rewards those people. And so somebody who feels like they've been marginalized, they feel like they've been, you know, like not given a fair chance, their message isn't being, you know, like seen in the way that they want it to. This is the motivation for them to go out and do one of these shootings. Because now they can get their message read out by everybody. They can, you know, like have people remember them, etc. And there's a lot of reward that you get out of that. That's everybody now. Yeah, and so that's why they do it. Natural born killers? No, they're not natural born killers. Like I think that, like I mean, somebody that goes and shoots up a school with like young children in it is mentally ill. Like this is what a person that's mentally ill would do. Like, average people, normal people don't do that. I'm dead. That's an afternoon in Chicago. Yeah. Otherwise, they're not going to be the next Elon Musk, but they're desperate for people to know them. Yeah, exactly. There was an imam and a mosque that praised the October 7th attacks as well. Well, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people that support terrorism. We know that. I mean, it's pretty obvious. What is this here? Islamic Center San Diego, like me, Muslim America is targeted today, pray in peace. Yeah, I mean, obviously all of the Islamic identity politics people are going to start immediately playing for, you know, sympathy or something like this. We don't even know what the who the shooters were. Like, they could also be Muslim. Like, this is the thing. It's like, as soon as this happens, they're trying to pre-flight and craft a narrative, you know, proactively. Oh, who knows? Never waste a crisis. Yeah. Not dead in a car near a scene. And an act of terrorism? Yeah, I mean, it is terrorism. It's a hate crime or terrorism, either one. Imam of the terror mosque. Is this? No, this is something else. This is from a long time ago.
At that mosque. Back to the breaking news we started this show with, the deadly shooting at that mosque in San Diego, the Islamic Center of San Diego. Multiple law enforcement officials just briefed tell CNN that hate speech, bigotry was scrawled on one of the suspects.
There's going to be a press conference? Really?
Let's get right to CNN's Josh Campbell. Josh, tell us more.
Well, San Diego police said a short time ago they were treating this as a hate crime until it's not, is how the police chief described it. But we're getting these critical new details about the alleged suspects in this incident. Multiple law enforcement sources tell CNN that one of the suspects in the shooting took a firearm from their parents' home, left a suicide note that contained writings about racial pride.
Okay, let me see. All right, they might have more information about it with this. Let me open it up. Okay. Let's see what they say about it.
To the families of the 3 that are deceased because of the horrific actions of today. This is a city's and a community's absolute worst nightmare as a free society. And I appreciate all of your patience as we try to work through and piece this scene back together again. I have some updated information that I want to make sure everybody has. At about 9:42 this morning, we received a call of a runaway juvenile.
Yeah.
After speaking with the mom began to piece together bits and pieces of information over an extended period of time. The information that she was gathering and conveying to us began to elevate the threat level that we were perceiving with this information. She believed her son was suicidal. and she began to share information that several of her weapons were missing.
Well, that's pretty bad.
Her vehicle was missing, in addition to her son. She also said that her son was with a companion, and that they were dressed in camo, and that is not consistent with what we would typically see from somebody that is suicidal.
Okay.
That began to trigger a larger threat assessment picture. Our threat management unit began to take the tips and leads that we had and utilize the technology we have available to us. Our license plate readers was at the top of that list. We began to have, we noted that there were hits with the vehicle down in Fashion Valley. We dispatched officers into the area of the mall as a possible location that was a threat. We also gathered information that one of the individuals was associated in some form or fashion with Madison High School. We alerted school police department, and we dispatched officers into the area of Madison High School. While we were gathering this information and we were trying to zero in on where these individuals were at, we received the call at approximately 11:43 that there was an active shooter at the Islamic Center.
Okay.
Officers were in the area, still talking with mom, trying to piece together where they might be, the locations that she felt that they would be at. And that was just a few blocks away. Those officers, once they heard what was happening at the Islamic Center, immediately dispatched themselves to the mosque. And just to recap what we talked about earlier, when officers arrived on scene, they came across, in some form or fashion, 3 deceased individuals, victims. One was a security guard at the center.
What about the other 2?
Was he the big guy?
We'll get some questions in just a minute, sir. Thank you. Because of what the officers were encountering, and because we know that this is a large gathering facility with kids, with adults, with community members from throughout our county, officers immediately began to enter the facility, utilizing our active shooter protocol, looking for a suspect or 2. At the same, and at about the same time as they were making entry and searching through the facility, room by room, we received calls of a vehicle a couple blocks away that was shooting at a landscaper. The landscaper's going to be okay, but we are still investigating that scene. It appears he may have been shot in the helmet that deflected and saved his life, but that is not totally confirmed at this point.
Yeah.
A couple blocks away from there, we also received a call where a community member reported our 2 suspects in a vehicle, and it appeared they had gunshot wounds, and upon our arrival, we determined they were deceased.
Damn.
We are in the process of serving search warrants that will continue tonight and on into the days ahead. We're going to continue following any leads and any information that comes forward, as we're all focused on figuring out how this happened and what could we have done to prevent it. I will end by saying it's not a cliche. If you see something, if you hear something, if you know something, that is an integral part of preventing things like this from happening, and it's an integral part for us to be able to take that information, utilize the tools that we have to try to prevent something like this from happening. So with that, I'm going to bring up Mark Remley from the FBI to discuss a little bit more information.
Great. All right, we got the FBI guy. He's going to let people know.
Thank you all for coming. And thank you, Chief. My name is Mark Remley. I am the Special Agent in charge of the FBI's San Diego Field Office. As was reported earlier, 3 adults have lost their lives in today's senseless act of violence. We also know the 2 teenage subjects responsible are also deceased.
Oh, also, okay, so it's 5 total.
The FBI is determined to uncover all the facts associated with this incident and learn why this shooting occurred at the Islamic Center of San Diego.
Yeah.
Here's what we know at this time after our preliminary assessment and working closely with our law enforcement partners to gather evidence.
Okay.
Victim specialists deployed to the Reunification Center at 4125 Hathaway in San Diego. We're also having additional victim services personnel deploy from our headquarters in Washington, D.C. to assist with the families that have been impacted. Our bomb techs have cleared the vehicle associated with the subjects. We are in the process of interviewing family and friends of the subjects, and evidence response teams are gathering all the evidence from the scene for review. We will process everything as quickly but as meticulously as we can. We again thank you for your patience as we work through the scene. The FBI stands with the communities we serve, and our hearts weigh heavy for those killed and everyone who's subjected to this violence today.
Holy shit.
Shooting incidents like this not only impact those within the immediate vicinity, but everyone in the community also
sounds so
feels
odd during
the effects.
elections.
We will continue to coordinate with our law enforcement partners and work closely with them for as long as it takes until we understand what happened.
A synagogue like less than a
We
month
will
ago.
leave no stone
This happens
unturned.
always.
We thank the public for your continued cooperation. As we continue to work through this active investigation, we ask that you send photos, videos, or any visual evidence or information you may have
How long until we get a new Civil War? A Civil War?
//
What, just because 2 retards tried to
Islamic
shoot up
Center
a
of
place?
San Diego shooting.
What are you talking about?
As I mentioned earlier, no piece of information is too small.
I mean, this doesn't represent
Everything helps us
anybody.
gather
It's just 2 retards.
all the relevant evidence we need to better understand
Like,
why
I mean,
this
let's be
horrific
honest,
incident
man.
occurred.
Just
With
two
that, I'm going
morons.
to turn it over to the mayor for some comments.
So nothing to do with politics? It probably has something to do with the religion.
Thank you.
Right?
A direct result of your leadership. Your leadership. Our Muslim brothers and sisters have been talking.
Hag's mad. Hag's mad.
Golden ice.
Oh my God. Shut up. Shut up. They muted her? They should.
Approval rating than a fascist dictator with shit in his pants.
Oh, God.
Today, our city was shaken by a violent act of hate here at the Islamic Center of San Diego. And my heart is with every person that is impacted by this horrific tragedy.
I just
No
did not
one
even
in our city
address it.
should live in fear because of their identity,
best way
their
to do
faith,
it.
or their place of learning. I'm grateful to the San Diego Police Department, our San Diego Fire Rescue Department, and our partners at the local, state, and federal level, all of whom showed up here to help with this investigation and this response and help to bring this threat to an end.
She's blaming Trump? Yeah, like,
This
we don't even know
tragedy
why
is
it's happened.
particularly hurtful to our Muslim community. As it comes together at the start of the Dhul Hijjah, one of Islam's holiest periods leading up to the Hajj and the Eid al-Adha, a time of deep faith, reflection, and unity. Hate has no home in San Diego. Islamophobia has no home in San Diego. An attack on any San Diegan is an attack on all San Diegans, and we will not stand for it in America's finest city. Let there be no misunderstanding. For anyone who would seek to bring this kind of violence to this city, you will be met with the full force of our law enforcement partnerships. And anyone who seeks to do harm here will understand the response will be swift and you will be brought to justice. In the meantime, I want to assure San Diegans, in particular our Muslim brothers and sisters, the San Diego Police Department will be guarding all of our local houses of worship with additional presence to assure your safety during this very, very tragic time. We'll be guarding other houses of worship and making sure that we anticipate and try and prevent the very worst. We didn't meet that mark today, but I have deep gratitude to the security officer who was here, whose actions and heroism undoubtedly saved lives. And I'm grateful to every law enforcement individual who ran toward this call to help bring these people to justice. My prayers and my thoughts and our whole hearts community is with the Islamic Center of San Diego and all Muslim San Diegans. With that, I'll turn it back to our chief.
Think I take questions?
Before I open up to questions, we're a little over 5 hours outside of this incident. Understand the complexity of and the dynamics of a situation like this and the emotions that are without a doubt behind everything that's going on. Much of what else there is to answer is currently being investigated, and I cannot go into some of those details. But I will do my best to try to make sure that you guys have the information you need moving forward.
So with that, I don't know what happened.
Up to some questions.
I think
yes,
people
sir.
are just inventing.
Hang on. Trevor, go ahead.
We have sources who say that there were anti-Islamic writings found inside the vehicle. You talked about how you received information from your mother as well as the shooting. Is any of that information indicative of how he might...
He's asking if there were any anti-Islamic writings.
Yeah, we are actively investigating this as a hate crime. There are details and information that we are investigating as to exactly what those what the hate speech or the hate words were that were conveyed. Some of that is going to have to take more time to develop further to see where that information's coming from. But yes, it's being investigated as a hate crime at this point. There was definitely hate rhetoric that was involved.
That was found inside the...
Tell us about the shooter.
Involved. I'll leave it at that for now. Yes.
Chief, what about
Two dead retards.
We had heard earlier reports that he engaged with these guys in some gunfight. Is that true?
It's still preliminary. We're still looking into that. We do believe the security guard was able to help at least minimize the situation to the front area of the mosque. Until we know more, I don't want to speculate, but at this point, I think it's fair to say his actions were heroic, and undoubtedly he saved lives today. Yes, ma'am. I don't have details, but yes, the call came in as a runaway, and then it kind of elevated as mom began to kind of piece together what she was finding with her son being missing. She she realized that she was missing weapons, multiple weapons. Her vehicle was missing.
Not good.
There are details that she was beginning to develop a bigger picture as to what she was dealing with, was conveying that to our folks, and we were trying to put that together and get out in front of this as quickly as we could.
And did she specifically find a suicide note there?
She found some note left by him. What that note looks like, what that note says, I'm not going to disclose right now. Yes, sir.
Search warrants were issued. Those warrants were issued.
Search warrants that we're going to be serving, I'm not going to put that information out right now. No. Some of that information, that's what we're actively looking and investigating right now. Obviously, we have a lot of questions. Is what led up to this moment, and that will be ongoing in this investigation as we move forward.
How far inside the teenagers were
Are race groups?
I'm sorry?
Government, American policy to influence? I feel like this is just two guys that did a shooting. Not everything is part of a grand conspiracy, you know. Sometimes it's just two idiots doing something stupid.
We've just basically notified family of those victims.
We're not going to put out their identity right now.
You sure? No. Nobody else should be either.
We will put that information out here in the days ahead, but for now we're not putting that information out. We're trying to protect kind of what we have. There's more work to be done, and we want to make sure that we're preserving some of that for the moment. Yes, ma'am.
Provide specific identifying information, but can you tell us anything about their roles at the Islamic Center?
I'm going to let Imam Taha answer that type of question. I don't know for sure.
Can you share anything more about the relationship between 17 and 19?
17 and
It's two dumb fucks on a conspiracy.
Yeah, I think it's 18. And
I mean, maybe
you're
it's
correct. I think I put out
but-
earlier it was 19. I believe it's 18.
I mean, there's no evidence for that right now.
No.
They both read the high school, both received
Unknown. At least one, but unknown about the other one. It just in general? Well, I think...
Sounds like it happened in Austin 2 days ago?
It's fair to say that all religious facilities across this country, around the world, in today's world, are well aware of the risks that are associated. It's an unfortunate reality of the world we live in today. But I would say absolutely. Everybody feels that insecurity.
More about the hate crime investigation? Are these materials anti-Islamic? Are they anti-immigrant? Can you share anything more about the motive?
Well, first, let me make sure I'm clear. There was no specific threat, especially no specific threat to the Islamic Center. It was just general hate kind of speech that I think covered a wide gamut. I don't want to go into any of the specifics at this point. Again, we are still actively investigating this as we speak, but it was more generalized.
What is it, terrorist attack, not high crime? It's so funny to see all the different groups
in some form or capacity,
like getting mad that like, how do they know it's a hate crime? How do they know it's not a terrorist attack?
We're not sure.
We don't
just
know.
Yet.
Like, how do you? Nobody knows.
So the question is, was there a specific threat to the high school? There was no specific threat to any facility or any place with what we knew. There was generalized hate rhetoric and speech. Mom believed that her son was suicidal, but the additional bits of information led us to believe that there was a bigger threat picture here that we needed to consider.
You look at this kid's internet history. That's
One person that's suicidal is not going to take 3 weapons from a location. Those little bits of information were significant and important that triggered a much bigger threat assessment that began to bring additional investigators in to utilize the technology that we have available to try to get out in front of what we feared would be coming.
Yeah.
But there was no specific threat to this center or any religious facility or any school or any mall in any way. I want to make sure that's clear. We don't get that wrong.
3 weapons, right?
You spoke about the landscaper who was shot at. Is that confirmed that these shootings are related, or is that something you're still investigating?
It's probably not related.
We're still investigating, but yes, we do believe that's all associated with the larger picture of today's events. It's not. They're not separate.
The names of two.
Sir, go ahead.
So, Chief, I want to know, and I'm hopefully watching this too. How do you plan to protect these sites of worship? What stretch in your office to protect today?
Yeah. So, first of all, this is why we need the community. This is a partnership. Public safety is a shared responsibility. It is important that people share information when they see, hear, or know something that pertains to threats of violence. That is what allows us to filter through who is going to cause harm and who is not. So that information is priority 1.
You know when you're going to reopen the mosque?
Okay.
I'll let Imam Taha speak to that.
Chief, just a clarification. The mother that you're speaking about, mother of the younger juvenile or the older?
It's the younger one, right?
The younger.
Yeah.
I mean, because
All
the
right,
other one
listen,
wouldn't
folks,
be a juvenile, right?
We'll sit here all night and go question and answer. We will provide more information when more information is available and we have more of the information confirmed that we're now starting to speculate on.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that you have the details thus far so that you understand exactly what we were responding to, what we were dealing with. And I'll close by saying this.
Was it
our
Muslim
hearts
on
go
Muslim
out
crime?
to the
Nobody
families.
knows.
Obviously, the greater Muslim
Everybody's
community.
trying to create a narrative. Nobody knows.
We're one city.
Just give
and
it
we're
some
one
time.
community.
You're not going to have all the information immediately.
As police chief, I am grateful that we have police officers and sheriff's deputies from throughout this county that dropped what they were doing and didn't do just what they were trained to do. They did what we hired them to do, to step into harm's way, to be willing to run towards gunfire, to protect people they don't even know. And so with that, thank you for your patience, and we will be back out in the days ahead with more information. Thank you.
Well, there it is.
All right, listening in there to an update from San Diego police about this deadly shooting.
This is the way I see it, right? Is I don't know who this guy is. Probably some other, like, the guy, the leader from the mosque or something. Yeah, there it is. Google hate crime is targeted towards people of a certain ethnicity. A terrorist attack is broader on the spectrum, so it's a hate crime. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, people can go back and they can reframe it however they want. But at the end of the day, it's like terrorism, hate crime. I mean, it seems like it was probably motivated by identity. It seems that way. I mean, like there's literally no evidence that doesn't point to that direction. So it's hard to say. I really don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. But yeah, I'm going to take a break and relax. I'll talk about this for a little bit, but then I'm going to go and probably eat some food. And I wonder how generalized the hate messages are. Yeah, I mean, like, we don't really know what he said. We don't know why he said it or what the reasoning was. So, I mean, a lot of people are trying to, like, come out and, like, have a narrative, right? They're trying to craft a narrative, like, this is, like, right-wing violence on Muslims. This is, it done by Israel. I don't think anybody really knows. It seems like, I mean, very obviously, there's not a lot of mosques out there. And so it's pretty easy to tell that this was probably targeted, right? But at the same time, you don't know why, what was the reasoning, who was doing it, or anything. I mean, in my opinion, this is the same thing I've said before about, like, I think it was a trans shooter or something like that, is that when you go into a school full of young children to kill them, your reasoning, I don't think really matters a lot. And the reason why is that a person that does that is so profoundly mentally ill and deranged and evil that they're not, like, you have the spectrum of, like, conservative to liberal. Like, these people aren't on that spectrum. They're on a totally different spectrum. They're crazy. And so, like, you're trying to assign rational indicators to a person who does not have a sound mind. And when you do that, guess what? You're going to have a lot of misfires. You're going to have a lot of mistakes. So yeah, I don't know what the reasoning is on it or anything else. I have no idea. You can't make rational sense out of irrational. What's generalized hate speech? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It could be anything. It could be like 4 or 5 different things. So Americans have been arrested in Japan for harassing Punch Monkey as a part of crypto monetization. One of them jumped into Habitat. Good. Put him in jail for 30 years. Fucking annoying. Yeah, the shooters were weapons stolen from her teen were missing. Search warrants are being served now. Holy fuck. The mosque was shot up today. People want the mosque. I mean, I don't know why, like, the mosque was supposedly shot up today. I don't... Like... Can we just, like, it's just, people are so annoying. They're so annoying. I don't understand this at all. It's bad news about the Epstein file. Oh, yeah. People might not like that. Mosque shooter guy hasn't been named. They're already blaming a white racist guy. Jesus Christ. Every single time there's a tragedy, everybody is just clamoring to fucking figure out who they can blame it on. Oh my god, it's so exhausting, bro. Like, it's so tiresome. Jesus Christ. We don't know. Just wait. Just give it a few hours, man. Who's this? Are you planning to be back on later? No. No. No, absolutely not. Let me see if there's any more of this. Oh, it's not even on there. The optics are all that matters? Yeah, I think so. Do you want me to call the Islamic Center of San Diego a shooter at an Islamic Center? You mean a mosque? What? Muslims just got shut up in San Diego by a Tommy Robinson fan? What does Tommy Robinson have to do with this? Jesus Christ. This guy makes shit up constantly. Yeah, I don't know. People are probably blaming Israel, right? Never let a good tragedy go to waste. Junior lies about most things. Yeah, I think that, like, what they should do for people that are just, like, constant misinformation peddlers is they should replace the check mark with a clown emoji. A clown face. I do. I think it's so annoying. They're so obnoxious. I feel bad for the mother if she knew her car. Yeah, I mean, again, like, it was... You realize the Islamic Center hosted 2 of the 9/11 attackers? Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I still don't think that you should, 25 years later, go into that same place and then try to kill 8-year-olds in there. Like, I don't think that's not... Like, I don't know what you're trying to add to the conversation by saying that. Like, yeah, they shouldn't have hosted those guys. And you can have a conversation about, whether, like, they're terrorists or whether they're supporting terrorism or anything else. But you can have that conversation at the same time as saying that, yeah, you shouldn't go into a fucking school and try to kill the kids and shoot random security guards. I mean, let's fucking, like, don't allow your mind to be, colonized by third worldism, right? Don't let that happen. Like, it is third worldism. Whenever, like, one of the core tenets of third worldism is that you treat distaste with something or frustration with something and you respond to it with violence. Like, this is something that, again, this is something that every third world country basically is a victim of. And if you look at it, like, and you look at, like, the way that they solve problems over there and everything, that is probably one of the core issues, is that it's the fixation around using violence as a problem-solving technique. No, you can't do that. How much do you believe your ideologies translate to the real world for the average 9-to-5 Taco Bell manager? Are they all just cooked? Well, I don't know. It depends. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing's your fault. Everything deserves justifies violence. The world needs to adapt to me. Third worldism in a nutshell. Yeah, exactly. Like, don't allow your mind to be colonized by that ideology. And I think that this happens inside of America a lot, and it's a huge problem. Like, fundamentally, if you're unhappy with something, there is a process to solving that and to dealing with it. But you can't just go in, like, if everybody was angry, every time that they got angry, they get to go and shoot someplace up, everything would be getting shot up all the time and everybody'd be getting killed. Like, it would be chaos. So you can't allow a world like that to exist. Unfortunately, I'm so radicalized against Islam as a whole, I can't find myself upset with this. Any ideas how to get past this? I mean, the security guards might have not even been Islamic. The guys are probably just working security. They might just be hired from a private company, and they got killed for no reason. Like, I mean, yeah, it doesn't even have anything to do with it. And also another thing is that a lot of these like super bigoted, crazy people that like go out on these shooting rampages, they'd shoot you too. Like, just because you, you know, they might dislike Islam, they'll probably find something else to dislike you for too, because that's what crazy people do. That's why the mom immediately called the police. Probably it's because she put two and two and two and two together, right? I mean, that's it. So they're hateful people. Yeah, they're hateful, deranged people. So never think that one of these shooters, whenever the shooter is aligned with your ideology, never think that one of these people is on your side or is some sort of, you know, misunderstood actor. They would probably kill you too. The mind of a person that goes into a school to shoot 8-year-old children is not something that you can find any common ground with. You can't understand the way a person like that thinks. So the more that you try to go and, you know, like reverse engineer what their reasoning is, the more that you just put yourself at a disadvantage. These idiots actually compromise our side? I mean, maybe, yeah, I don't know. And also, like, you just can't, I mean, even if you don't like Islam or you don't like Muslims or you don't like Jews or you don't like Israel, you just can't go around shooting Jews and Muslims. We can't do that. We can't do it. That's not the way we do things around here. Sorry. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, period. Yeah, there's no asterisk to that. Is this considered political violence? I'd say, I mean, it's a hate crime. You could say it's like it. Sure. I mean, you could say that maybe. Like, you could say maybe it's terrorism. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, these definitions are very specific, but like overall, I think that it's obviously ideologically motivated. If you want to win an argument, you attack your opponent's arguments, not a person. You attack a person, you lost by default. Yeah, for sure. Everyone should condemn political violence and violence. The only time violence is appropriate is in self-defense or in defense of others. Yeah, I think you're right about that. But I think right now, nobody really knows what happened. I mean, there's no certainty for it. This is just the names of the people, but that's it. What are people saying about this? Mario Vasquez and Fuentes, the white supremacists. This is just, it's, oh my God. There's not two sides of this. There's like 5. Sounds like Muslim on Muslim crime. Nothing special. I don't know why that is. Yeah, it's... Wow. Kane and Caleb, good job. Yeah. Dumbass kids, cowards killed themselves. You should be happy. It's good. Yeah, there's not really a lot of information about this that you can really say. Identified, says hate rhetoric is involved. Yeah, we'll see what it is. Man. Well, there it is. You don't need to stop trying to find things to point fingers at. Yeah, this isn't a left or right versus issue. I don't think in a lot of cases it is. It's the same thing I said with the synagogue or anything else, right? Or like any of the trans shooter that went to the school. Like, the people are just nutballs. That's really it. They're nutballs. And it's just a bunch of people like Laura Loomer, Mehdi Hassan. Like, it's all about an identity war. It's all about an ideology war. It's not about what even happened. Like, they don't even know why they shot him. They don't know who the people are. They don't have a picture of them. And these people are like writing out entire fucking, a synopsis of like what this means politically. It's just so exhausting and annoying. These people are obnoxious. I hate it. Yeah, that's propaganda. It's a propaganda war. It's such a massive propaganda war. It's so annoying. I hate it. I see it all the time, and I'm just so tired of seeing it. I'm ex-Muslim. I hate nothing more than Islam. Yeah, I understand that. There's a lot of people, like one of the shootings in, not to say Iran, but no, it was in, what do you call it? What was the place? It was in like Germany or something. It was done by an ex-Muslim. And like, it's possible that could have happened too, right? I mean, we don't know what happened. We have no idea.